Hello, how's everybody doing today? Just coming with a quick update this morning about FundMyComic, as I do every Tuesday around 10 or 11. We try to get this thing going. We had a big weekend on the website, on the platform. Traffic is up. Let me see. I think that I had to do a quick restart before we got started, and it was. I believe we are up 1,000% from the week before. So we're doing pretty good right now with traffic. There's been a lot of eyes come to the site. People are staying there a little longer. They are spending a little more time shopping around, and it is because of these two campaigns. Honestly, it really is. Man I Am and AR13L, the Little Mermaid, have been bringing in a lot of traffic over the weekend, and we'll take a look at those campaigns, show you guys what's happening with those. A couple of quick updates with the site. We did have a little problem with some international shipping. There were some addresses or some cities that needed to be added into the database, and those have been done. But there was another little issue with, I think it's affecting everybody, but we're looking into that today. So yesterday was a holiday for our Canadian people, the state where they're at. They had a holiday, and they are working on. They're back in the office today, and they are on Pacific time, and they're coming back. So one of them's already been in the office working. The other one will be in. Kind of our main guy that does all of our stuff will be in here in a couple hours, and he'll get that sorted for us. So hopefully today, if there's been any trouble with international backing, they can go ahead and back those campaigns today. This evening, we should have that up and running. So that's what we're looking forward to. I do apologize about the little dog. She decided to start barking right in the middle of the stream. She does that sometimes. Can't control them. But that's what we got going there so far. So everything is running smoothly. With everything else is working just fine. We just have a couple of problems with some international records. We're not quite sure why, and so we've been scouring the site trying to figure out if it is something like a setting on that campaign, because it's really affecting one campaign, but we assume it's going to affect everybody. So we're not quite sure what that is, but we are getting that sorted. And anybody that missed out on the 10% discount for AR13L, the Little Mermaid, you will be able to get a special international discount code if you missed it. And so we're working with the campaign manager, Pixel Trader, to get that taken care of for you. But they've been doing gangbusters over there. In fact, we've had quite a few of them do quite well this week. A lot of people are funding. A lot of word is getting out about the platform and the campaigns. We're very excited about what's happening right now on FundMyComic. So let's not waste any more time. Things are going really good here. We do have some new updates that we are currently looking at adding in, which will be, well, when we decide on which ones. I have a list of things that I want to do. Once we decide on which ones we're going to do, we will be sure to present that list to everyone, and can let you know our timeline for making it happen. But until then, we're just gonna get through the next couple months, make sure all of our little wrinkles are ironed out with the shopping cart. That was a pretty big build to get that in. I know it seems like it should be simple, but this isn't a plugin that we're working with. This is ground up code from the ground to the ceiling. All of it has been written by our developers, and so there is a lot of customization that has to happen when you do things like this. And really, the sky is the limit for us. And there's going to be, over the course of this, next year, you're going to see a lot of changes and improvements to the site. That's why we say we're running in beta, so that everybody understands we're making improvements, and we are going to be testing each one of these things out, kind of as we roll them out. We test them in a kind of in a sandbox environment, but once they do go live, there's always little things that you're going to find out. And I do want to thank everyone that has been so absolutely gracious with us as we're kind of having these growing pains, because the site is a work in progress, and you really do get a chance to kind of mold it and decide where we go with it. So your input has really been helpful, and we do appreciate all of you guys for the patience and just the support throughout this process. We really do want to build something awesome for you guys, and we hope that you enjoy it. Todd and I are really proud of the progress we've made so far. We do expect to make quite a bit more progress here in the coming months. So there is one other thing that I wanted to announce. This June, we're taking all of our dollars that we had set aside for our budget, basically, for advertising, and we're going to pour it into offsetting the platform fee from 3% to 2%. So go ahead and flood the site now. For the month of June, we're going to lower the entire platform fee down to 2%. That means every campaign that starts doing transactions, you're going to get 2%. Every campaign that is currently running, each transaction will be a 2% transaction fee as long as it's in the month of June. If you're running an all or nothing and it closes in June, all of your transactions will be 2%. If you are an all or nothing and you don't close until July, well, we'll have to work that out and figure out how to get all of those transactions that are in the month of June to do 2%. But we'll get all that sorted out for you and make it happen. So spread the word. June is a big month for us. 2% platform fee. Now, here's what's been going on. Overnight, literally overnight, Ma'am I Am funded. And I did want to bring up something with Ma'am I Am. I have gotten several emails about this campaign. It is not for what you think. It is not about the transgender issue in the book. It is because people honestly believe that this was written by AI. Chet Festive wrote this book. That was a viral tweet that was a hoax. If you look just a couple of tweets down, a couple of comments down in the tweets, in that tweet thread, you'll see where he admitted to actually writing this poem. And so what started out as kind of an internet hoax with this little poem, if you ask Chat GPT to write you something like this, it's not going to happen. So it kicks you back. It says it has some very kind of, in my opinion, kind of a woke answer of why it can't do it. But this was not written by AI, guys. This was actually written by an individual. AI cannot do this kind of iambic pentameter. I think I'm saying that right. But this was written by a person. So everyone that is wanting to email the website and complain about this being AI and that we let AI on the site, no, we did not let AI on the site. We kind of have a strict moral code about that. So if we notice that something is AI generated, we actually reject those things because we want actual creators. We're funding creators, people that actually put their heart and soul into it. We don't believe AI has a heart or a soul because it's artificial. And so even prompts don't really have heart and soul in it. So we're here to support creators that have a heart and have a soul. So we don't let that stuff on the site. So no, this was not written by AI. This was written by Chet Festive. Okay. So again, I thought that the complaints that we would be getting was because of the kind of hot button, kind of the spicy, this real spicy, biology 101 kind of thing. This, transgender, trans female issue. So I really thought that was going to be where we got all the complaints. It has not been. So, but oddly enough, that's where it's come from. This campaign, honestly, Chet, we need to figure out this. So something's happened with your image. Don't know what happened there. It might have happened in the last update that you made. You made an update to it, and we saved it. Might have created a problem there. Anyway, overnight, we got a lot of traffic here. We went from, I think, 41% funded all the way up to 106% overnight. Brought a lot of traffic to the site. Whether you like this book or not, you should be thanking Chet, because all of that traffic actually flooded over into the rest of the site, and we can track where that traffic was coming from, and everybody else kind of got some residual traffic from it as well. So pretty interesting that other people actually got some traffic to their pages from that. We also had the same thing happen with AR-13 Ariel, or it's not Ariel, AR-13L, the Little Mermaid. Let's go and watch that trailer, and I want to grab this link and make sure I put it in there in case you just want a direct grab to that. You can go right there too. Here, let's check this out. That, my friends, is a badass trailer. Wow. I love that. That's great. Come on. My internet's real wonky today, guys. It always is on Tuesday morning. I don't know what it is. But yeah, it is always wonky on Tuesday morning. And so we have seen a lot going on. This is the campaign where most of the issues we've had with international backing has been. We are working on that. Like I said tonight, everyone should be getting an email saying it is fixed to go back it, and there will be a code associated with that, so you can get your 10% discount that you missed out on. But a lot of great covers. We've got 4 different covers that are here on this campaign. You can see the interior art looks fantastic. Yeah, everything is amazing. There are sketch card options and all sorts of stuff. Their goal is $7,500, very close to getting that. At 10K, they're going to extend the story from 48 pages to 60 pages. So they've actually got a plan. And 20K, 30K, they're still working on those, but they'll have some fun things. I think we can get there. What do you guys think? I think we can. Great looking project. Very excited about it. It's been a great, just a lot of fun. And these guys are really fun to work with too. So I think you guys will enjoy that book quite a bit. The Buckler is still going strong, still getting backers every day. And the Rate of White Leopard also going very strong, still every day. Let me go and grab those links real quick so that you guys can see these. Grab those there. Yes, I want that Jose Garcia wraparound as well. In fact, I ordered 2 of them because I think they look freaking amazing. And so that one's going strong, 79 backers. Only $140 on that. So he's at 5,628% funded. Just blowing that up. Rate of the White Leopard still doing very good. And they have funded. He is on his way to his first set of stretch goals. So we're looking forward to that as well. Yes, Jeff. It got funded. I guess Mr. Reagan, the podcaster, someone put it across his desk, and he read some of the pages aloud on a little stream, on a video, and it just brought in massive amounts of traffic to the site, to that campaign. And we were seeing notifications all day and all night, Sunday, about it, just getting Saturday and Sunday just going nuts with it. So it was pretty impressive. The amount of traffic. I mean, just one really good podcaster. Got a hold of. We are getting very close to the first 5-figure campaign on FundMyComic, and I'm excited about it. We are seeing some real progress here. Right now, the Mythicals is getting ready to close on Indiegogo, and it will not be in demand over there, but I think it's coming over here exclusively for the rest of. You can only get it over here after that point. But this looks really nice. I really like it. You guys are familiar with it. Ojo's been blowing up. He is kind of writing the book on things. Jeff Potts says Chet Fest is a funny guy, real dry humor. He was on Mike Miller's live stream with me a few weeks back. Yeah, he is a really cool guy, and they're doing great stuff. They've got a lot of big plans, but honestly, they would not have been able to crowdfund on any other platform except for FundMyComic. No one would have let that on the platform, and that's kind of why we exist, is to let people do to fund what they want. We do have Fall of Man still needing to get there to the funding goal. He's going around working as much as he can to get issue 2 funded. So let's be sure to go over there and check that out. A really cool heroes with kaijus kind of thing going on there. While we are waiting on the prints to show up, we decided to go ahead and open back up the double feature, so you can go ahead and get a hold of the game. And my link is broken. That's a me problem. That's not a website problem. That's a me problem. Did it fix? There it is. Yeah, it's a my internet problem. So yeah, you can check that one out. I'm not going to play that trailer because I do want to get down. I just want to grab these links to a few of the campaigns that really are in need of your assistance. This one still has 78 days to go, so we have some time on that one. We're getting close to the wire here for the Fool. We're almost funded. We have 8 days left. Let's get this thing going, guys. Let's get the Fool funded, and then we also have another campaign that is in a little more dire straits than that one, that we have got to get funded. So we are just at $218. This is a $500 campaign that we are trying to fund right now, and only 7 backers. That is a shame. This is a great looking book. It is $7 international shipping. You're not gonna have to pay much. For 2 physical backers, if I get to the 500 mark, someone's going to get these original arts. He's really working hard. He works a full-time job, so it's really difficult for him, and he's on a different time zone. It's very difficult for him to be able to campaign. But Marv is a great guy, super supporter of just about everybody out there. And I'm going to welcome the chat here in a moment. You guys are awesome. I see we've got Mad Ruth. We've got Manticore. Welcome, Manticore. We've got Will Pace, Creators Outlet, is in here. We've got Jeff Potts. We've already said hi to him. And we've got, who else do we have? Metal Movies and Brewskis. Awesome. Agent Zero. And we've got Grey Wolf in here. So welcome, guys. It's good to have you here. And let me see. Let's get back to this. Let me play this trailer. I think you guys will like it. Guys, if you're a fan of books like The Crow, if you're a fan of Morbius back in the day, not necessarily that movie, but the comic book, if you really like more of a dark and gritty with like a supernatural undertone, you're going to love this. It is A4 format, and Marv's art just really, really grabs the kind of this noir feel of this book. Very good, well written. I've had a chance to read it already. You are not going to be disappointed with this book, guys. So you should definitely check this out. It's a very, very meager $500 that he's asking to pay for the print run. This is all or nothing. If he does not make his funding goal, he will not be able to print this book. So we definitely need your guys' help on Marvy's Sin Killer. Okay, guys, so let's check that one out. Give it a look. The price points are very reasonable on that one. Now, I do want to get into a couple of new things that we've got. Right now, we have Battle Brick Road, #1, the graphic novel. If you've missed it, you can get Battle Brick Road now from our good friend Eric Weathers. He's been on most of our creative teams. I know he's done work for me, doing work for Justin, and yeah, he's a great guy. He's got this great book here. Let's check this out.
Welcome to Oz. Tell me, how again did you find your way here? No need to worry. You are safe here. There are wonders here, never seen before. You thought you could escape me?
Guys, I have a weakness, and that weakness is hot chicks with guns. Okay, seriously, man, this is a very cool looking book, man. It is available right now. You can check. You can get it for $25 right over here on FundMyComic. Be sure to pick up all of the covers. There's 2 covers available, 3 covers available. That Kelsey Shannon cover, what a beast! Look at that thing. That is amazing. Yeah, you can grab all covers, and you don't have to worry about a tier with all of them, because you can simply just throw it into the shopping cart and back all 3 books on there today. Awesome book. So this is a FundMyComic campaign, is a bare bones operation. If you're tired of all the extras that come with crowdfunding books, this is the campaign for you. This is also the only place at the moment to get cover C with the logo. It won't be available again until the Battle Brick Road 2 campaign, which I do know Battle Brick Road 2 is probably coming to FundMyComic. Probably, maybe not exclusively, but it is on its way here. And I know there's a lot of people that, I love it when people do exclusive. But I am not, I don't advocate to not use the other platforms if you can. But I do encourage you to maybe run your first campaign, maybe launch it on FundMyComic, because you're going to keep more of your own money. So you're going to keep more of that initial traffic that you bring in. Because the truth is, you bring between 70, 75 to 90% of the traffic that comes to your campaign. That's all you, folks. You're the one that does that, not the platforms, okay? What you want to do is grab the other 10 to 20% that comes from the other platforms by going to them after you've brought all of your traffic plus the residual traffic from FundMyComic to your first campaign. That way you keep more of your dollars. That's what I'm advocating for, guys. Again, this isn't for Luke and Todd to get rich. This is to help you guys out so that you guys can make better comics. Because the more money you can keep in your pocket, the more that you can throw at your books. And we all know that. And that's what we're here for. Let's go ahead and welcome AG Comics there in the house. It's great to have you here. Thanks for showing up. So I know some people to do promo videos, and I can get you in touch with some of those people. Yeah, there's a few people that can do those. I do them, but I just don't have time to do those right now. We've got Timothy Olson's here. Is that what Battle Brick Road is about? Yes, it is about the Wizard of Oz. So yeah, so it's pretty epic. If you like Oz like me, then yeah, you're going to want to check that out. It's a great book. So yeah, that just launched kind of unceremoniously on FundMyComic. And then we've got, let me see, The Last Dodo by Yitsu Lemons. He is putting out all kinds of really cool stuff. And he has another book, another offering here on FundMyComic. Check this out.
What would you do if you were the only one left? The Last Dodo. A charming children's story about a unique bird setting out on an adventure to discover its true nature. A heartwarming tale that teaches children the power of acceptance and being true to oneself, all while taking them on a journey with a lovable and determined protagonist. The Last Dodo, available now.
Yitsu Lemons is definitely showing off his versatility on FundMyComic and what he's capable of doing. And so there are two options here. You can grab a digital or you can grab a physical version of this book. He's got some sample pages in there. And he's already getting books out with Crimson Sky and the other one. I can't remember the name. I'm sorry, Yitsu, I can't remember the name of the other campaign. But both of those are doing quite well right now. And then, this one made it up to the top. Again, I do want to show it off because I think it's such an interesting looking book and it looks like a lot of fun. So check this out. Man, this just looks fun. This is the kind of book that you can get kids involved with. Man, this is great. We need more books that are just fun and kind of out of the box, not just the standard stuff that we just keep seeing all the time. We need this kind of stuff out there for kids to get involved with comics. This is a great one. The Fool is a great one to get people involved with comics. Hybrids is a great one to get people started on. There's so much going on. Yeah. All right. So do we have any questions today? Do we have any questions today that need to be answered? Again, I'm an open book. If you guys do have questions, we're completely transparent. about all of the stuff that's going on with FundMyComic, because we really just want you guys. Again, we have those 3 pillars: freedom of expression, which you're seeing that take place on the website right now; fierce independence, which you can see people are doing. There's 3 different kinds of campaigns running. People are doing pretty much anything that really fits their business. You have complete freedom here. Let's say you ran a campaign somewhere else. You want to leave that platform. You want to come over here, and you still want to track your funding. Then you can do that. We've actually done that for which campaign? This one right here. Soltac has done that. The Steins have done that. So you can see Soltac shows that he's 101% funded. He moved his funding goal, which was a smaller goal, up to where he wanted it to be once he combined the totals over here. We did the same thing with hybrids. What we did here is we knew that we funded at 1352 over on Indiegogo, but they shadow banned us. So we just closed it down over there. And then we took our backers, and we are able to aggregate all of your backers and your funding from other platforms so people can see your total progress. And we know that we would like to raise $2,500 for this. We don't have to, but $2,500 helps offset the printing for all of the books that we've got going. And as you can see, there are 3 books here and a total of 5 books if you count the 2 quick play modules. And so we've got a lot going on with this campaign. This is a really nice one because you can get the digitals here. It is kind of set up for the store, but it's also kind of set up for what was going on before. But if you use code BETA 2023 with this campaign, you can actually get 20% off your entire order because everything on here is set up to accept that. And you can also get the Arrow bundles on here, just like every Arrow property. You can get Arrow bundles with each one of those. So yeah, check this out. This is would really appreciate a couple backers on this one still. But what we did here is we took that funding total from Indiegogo and the backer total we brought over here. So you even have the freedom to do that. So we do have fierce independence. So you have all that. And then trust. I mean, we want to build this website on trust. And the best way to do that is to be completely transparent with all of the things that's going on. If you guys have questions about the legals, terms of service, stuff like that, we are going to be more than happy to help you with all of those things and answer all your questions. I did get a lot of questions about not a lot. I've gotten 2 questions about, they say, well, it seems like FundMyComic stores my credit card information. It does not. It does not store your information at all. All of that information is stored at Stripe. We have the last 4 digits of your credit card attached to a kernel that comes from Stripe. Okay, Stripe has all of your information. They give us a kernel that's plugged in to our platform that just has the last 4. So that's why every time you back, you can choose that card number, but all the card number information is stored at Stripe. We don't keep any of that stuff. When you save your address, all of that's behind a shield. Okay, we don't see that unless you let us see that. So unless you allow that to be seen, that's why sometimes we may ask you for your address so that we can ship a book. And by we, I mean collectively, not necessarily FundMyComic, but one of the creators on there. I consider myself a creator on there as well, even though I own the platform. But collectively, we might have to ask you for a address so that we can ship your stuff if you forget to give us access to that. Most of the time we're able to get that because you attach those addresses and the APIs will send the information over to the spreadsheets, which I believe the next upgrade we're going to do is going to be to the back end. Not for backers. Backers, you won't see this really too much, but you will. But creators will notice this. We're going to create a category. We're going to be able to categorize the transactions that we see in our dashboard as whether they are open, closed, or whether they're fulfilled or not. So we're going to have an open, closed category. So that's what we're working on right now. We're not quite sure when we're going to implement that because we want to get through kind of June. We think that June's going to be a big month for us. May has already been a big month. We think June's going to be even bigger. And so we want to get through that and just kind of, take care of some of the other stuff we're doing before we go tweaking with the code again. Again, like I said, this is not based on like WordPress or Shopify or anything. We really learned that those things wouldn't work well for us. WordPress requires a lot of additional web security to keep hackers out, and it just wasn't going to work well from the structure standpoint to manage everybody's information the way that we wanted to. And so we found a white label company. I've heard some people say, "Oh, Luke didn't build it from the ground up." No, Luke did not. Luke is not a coder. That's not what Luke does. Luke makes comic books and has big ideas. That's what Luke does. And so I found a company. I've actually found a couple of different developers that did this, but we wound up settling with this one because we really liked the working relationship we had, and we really liked the base amount of code that they were giving us. There was a lot of flexibility with that all by itself. And so we have worked with them. They built the code from the ground up, from all the ones and zeros. They've built it. And so whenever we want to make a change, we actually just pay them to do what we want. So we have the idea. I talk back and forth with the main developer that does it for us, and we decide on how we want it to function in the end, and we make it happen. And so we're so far from where we started with the coding and everything, but it is from the ground up. But it's not me that built it. Now Todd is taking care of all of our CSS stuff moving forward. He's going to be doing a lot of the other stuff because that's what Todd does. That's actually his day job. That's not me, guys. I'm the face of this thing, and I'll talk about it all day long. And I have the ideas. I know what I want, how I want it to function in the end. And so that's kind of where I come in. And I was the guy that had a little bit of money to get this thing started up. So that's why we're here, guys. But no, I'm not a coder. I don't do that stuff. But we are working to improve it even more. So let me get back to some of these questions. I see a couple questions here. Manicores, Hail Creators Outlet. And then we've got it's been a ride. What's been a ride? About a bird that identifies as. So, you guys are having some fun in there. Okay, I see it. Very good. I like it that you guys are having some fun in the chat. Let me see. Is there any questions that I can answer? Oh, yep. Don't forget Timothy Olson's book on here. Let's see if we can find that real fast. That is that's launching soon. That is Melvin. Melvin is Tim's book. There it is. Melvin is launching on July 29th. You have a trailer here. Let's see what you got. The art has really improved on this. I love that page. I'm back in this book because of that page. Very cool, man. Yep, very nice. That launches in July, guys. You're gonna have a lot of fun with it. I love the search that our website has too, by the way. I just like showing off some of this stuff. So if you're in here in the search area, this isn't choosing a category. You can choose as many categories as you want here. Like I can add them up. See? So it changes. And then when I deselect them, it goes back to default of another thing. See, so that's how that works, which I think is super cool. but maybe that's just me. What's the other option besides all or none? Forget what that's called. It's called continuous. We call it because it's just like a storefront. That is really reserved for books that are, we know they're ready to be made, or that they've already funded somewhere else. They're going to print very soon, or they've already been printed, and they're just ready to. It's like a storefront, so you can use the widget to plug it into your own website, and we're just managing the back end stuff for you. You take advantage of our security and our code. So got 4 signups. That's awesome. Can you run an Indiegogo, Kickstarter, and FundMyComic all at the same time? Yes, you can. You can run them all congruently. I do suggest that you have something special about each one. Okay? So maybe an exclusive cover for each of those. That is extremely exhausting. You can do that. But my probably my best suggestion, and again, I might be talking out my rear end, but from my experience, I think your best bet would be to launch on FundMyComic and then run a follow-up on both Indiegogo and Kickstarter afterwards, while you leave kind of FundMyComic in demand. We can turn it on to continuous for you, and so we can change that, and that would be my suggestion. Thanks for the shout out. Just getting my kiddos to school and saw you're streaming. Thanks. Do it every Tuesday morning. We talk about the campaigns on here. Can I make my own store to sell my comic book continuously on FMC? Yes, if you want to. In fact, probably the best way to do that is just to get a simple, you can actually make a simple WordPress site on your own domain. I suggest joeusa.com. I really like the guy. He's got great service, got great security. You can buy the domain through there. You can do everything through Joe USA. He's kind of, and I mean, when you talk to Joe, you're talking to the Joe of Joe USA. It's like FundMyComic. When you call the guy, you're talking to the guy that owns the thing. And so he's got a great server over there. What he's doing, I really appreciate it. And I would just suggest building you can just plug in a WordPress site over on your cPanel, and then on that front page, or you can create as many campaigns as you want and create links to each one of those to do a storefront. Or if you just wanted your campaign to be a storefront and have just the books that you have for sale, you could literally do that. You can just turn your FundMyComic campaign page into your own little private storefront. All of that's possible, and you can do any of those things. It's all on our terms of service. It's all agreeable. Welcome, Geneva Comics. Great to have you here. Grey Wolf says, I'd like to find a way for dealers to make bulk orders for our books. I can do that on Amazon. There is going to be a way very soon, actually. We are in the process of starting the website. It will be out later this year. We don't have a name for it yet. We're trying to figure out the name because I have to register yet another company. But it is going to be retail only. It's going to be very much like FundMyComic. It's going to use a lot of the same tools that we have, but we are going to run that website in such a way that you can make bulk orders of the books that are on FundMyComic, books that have funded. Now, there's going to be criteria for each one of these books, Grey Wolf. Okay, the criteria for these books is that they have to be 32 interior pages and they have to have a barcode. Okay, and you're not going to be able to pick different papers or any different cover things. Pick your retail cover and do your in 32 interior pages. If one of those pages you want to be a FundMyComic ad, then by all means you can, because we do have some ads for that we're working on. But that's going to be the criteria. The printer I've already started working with. They actually just sent out the first. They sent out the first retail package this week, and so the first retailer is getting kind of this discount program that we're working, but we did it with Rift Riders. So there's 40 copies of Rift Riders going to a retail store right now, like it's on the way right now. And so this is working out well. I've talked with the printer, And so the way it's going to work is we're going to have the base price for the printing, and then we're going to increase that printing cost by a small amount. And part of that's going to go to the creator, part of that's going to go to the website that's running it. And then we will send the order to the printer, and the printer will print it and ship it blind directly to the retail store. So basically, you can submit your files. Once the files have all been approved, it can get listed on the site. Retailers can go in and log in once they've registered and do it. And you sit at home playing video games, eating Cheetos, while you get a paycheck from these retail stores. Now, we're not selling the book at the retail price. We're selling it at like 55% of retail, so the retailers can make some money off of it. And that's kind of how this works. So you'll make, right now we're hoping to, that each creator will make a quarter basically off of each copy that's sold, which is pretty good for retail distribution. So that's what we're looking at right now, trying to get all the details worked out with that. And before we launch it, obviously we have to have a legal involved so that they can verify that our toss for that is in good working order. So yeah, we're working on that. So it is on its way, Grey Wolf. It is on its way. Welcome, Lion Mill Studios. It's great to have you here. How do we aggregate the total funds from other platforms? Very simple. What you do is you have to message support at fundmycomic.com. I need a screenshot from the other platform that you are working on. Okay. So if you take a screenshot of those platforms and then list, if you have the numbers, go ahead and list them, but the screenshot will do fine for me. That way I can take those totals and I can add them in. I have to go in and I have to do those manually. All right. And so we can add them that way. So if you want to add totals from other platforms, take the screenshot, email support at fundmycomic.com and explain what you want to do. Say that you want to aggregate totals from other platforms so that they can be reflected on FundMyComic. And we'll do that for you. Okay. It's mayhem. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, face melting. That's great. All right, what else do we get? Any other questions? So if I have a continuous keep it all campaign, do I have to close it for the backers to get charged? No, not at all. The only we run campaigns in two ways. The first one is we charge them right away, and that's for keep it alls and continuous. All right, because you're definitely going to take that money, regardless of when that thing ends. You're getting the money. And we also do payouts regularly. We don't wait till the end to do the payouts. We actually start doing payouts within a couple of weeks of backers coming in. All right. Once we've kind of vetted and verified everything. And many times we will put you on a regular payout schedule. Like many of you are getting payouts on Tuesdays. That's usually our day to set up the payouts. So it's a way to make your Wednesday even better. So Tuesdays are usually the payout days for anyone that's on a continuous or an all or a keep it all. If you're all or nothing, those are the only ones that we don't process until the end. The reason why we don't want to have to worry about payment processing fees from Stripe, and we want to make it to where it's very easy for you as the backer to change your contribution before it ends. Otherwise, that money's already processed out of your bank, and it requires more to get the refund or to switch out your goal. It's way more complicated. I don't like that process with Indiegogo. I prefer that process with Kickstarter since they're always a fixed goal. I don't prefer that process with Indiegogo with the fixed. So we decided to do something that was literally the best of both worlds, so that it processes easier. So when you look at our toss, you're going to see very similar things from both platforms when it comes to that, because we do run things kind of uniquely in that sense. Kickstarter requires a unique difference. Typically, people use exclusive covers for that. Yes, I do suggest unique covers. Really helps when you're doing congruent stuff, or simultaneous stuff. I'm sorry. Great C FMC growing. Yes, it is. Yeah, backers have 5 days to cancel on a regular all or nothing. No, on a regular keep it all. You have 5 days. Because within 5 days, we, the platform, can process the refund. After that, the fees are taken out. Okay, it's done. So you have 5 days, 5 business days to make that happen. But with the other ones, you can wait all the way up to the end date to adjust your funding. Yes, WordPress with WooCommerce is very simple. It's also very hackable. So you have to be sure to have the proper securities on your site. I always suggest that. Yes, and Soltech delivers every 5 days. Yes, it delivers. He gets paid weekly, and the packages go out every week that come in on that one. And I know that because I do them myself. Cool. There are very few comic book stores in Middle Tennessee. I already have a barcode for my book. Plus, it's going to be close to 100 pages. Okay. Well, 100-page books, if it's a for what we're doing, it's floppies only. We don't have a graphic novel set up yet because I don't have a printer set up to do graphic novels. It takes more to do that with the binding print. I do have one that does it, but he does all of our bulk orders of those, and this is going to be an on-demand thing. So if you're going to do that, it needs to be a standard barcode. Barcode has to be on the front, and the price has to be on there. We are also going to set a universal price for all these books once we get that set. So you just have to agree to all these terms. Has to be 32 pages, interior, no exceptions. It has to have a cover price of, I think right now we're looking at $5 or $6. It's either $4.99 or $5.99. So it has to have a cover price of that. Okay, and you have to agree that we're going to print it for this cost, and it's going to be sold to the retailer for this cost, and you're going to make this, and the website's going to make that. So all that has to be agreed upon. So we have to work out all of those details so that we can have that criteria ready for everybody. Again, probably by the end of the year, beginning of the next year, we'll have that all going, but it is actually being worked on right now. Okay, what is the other thing? Yeah, so you thought so, man, Ruth. Yeah. Yes, retailers have to make a profit. They're going back and forth talking to each other in here. And Hojo's going to add his totals after Saturday night. Yes, as soon as those are closed, we can get it done pretty quickly, usually. Yep, all or nothing is where I heard that, getting old. Yeah. Maybe it's just because you got so much going on right now, my friend. Yep. Yeah, so we run out payments very regularly. Okay, anything else? Yeah, we're going to decide what it can be. We're not going to let anyone using this program set their own cover prices because we're thinking about the retailer. We're thinking not only about selling to the retailer, but the retailer selling to the customer. So we want these to be all of universal quality, universal size. And so that's why I'm being very picky. This is the guy that does all of the floppies for well, not all, but the majority of the floppies for Arrow Comics. So when we're doing an Arrow Comics release, this is the ones that you're going to get. If you got Rift Riders, this is the guy that did Rift Riders. If you've gotten any of the hybrids floppies, this is the guy that does those. And so they are great quality. And we send those out from him. He knows exactly where you want to. We run the same specs. I create all of the print files for him, and we send them to this. So everything is universal. The only way that we can do this is to have the same thing, to have some universal specs for these books. And so that's why we're going to do it that way. So that's how we're doing it. Wise Guys, Hill panel, Hill chat. Great to see you here. And you'll actually have some books coming very soon. Huh? And amazing. I can't wait. Chrome Dog will be printed by him as well. Yes, Chrome Dog is doing that. So pretty much anything that I manage, if it's just a floppy, we have him do it. The only exception is with Mad Ruth, with Soltac, when we did the individual floppies, because we were doing so many graphic novels, we went ahead and did everything from the exact same printer. And he used to do all of our floppies as well. But, again, very, good quality. Nothing wrong with those. We just kind of mix and match. I just have two printers that we use because sometimes we have a lot of orders. And when you're stacking a lot of orders, it can delay things quite a bit. Yes, black and white can be done in those specs, Agent Zero. He's asking, I'm curious, can he do black and white in those specs? Absolutely. He's done black and white for me, and he's doing black and white for a lot of things that I'm doing. So, yeah. So it doesn't matter. The books could be color or black and white. They just have to be 32 pages. They have to fit in our print specs, which will have all of that. We'll even have a template available on the website for creators to download so that they can check all of their print files first before they send us. And we're going to, and you have to submit those print files in TIFFs, flattened TIFFs. We're going to do that through really any means. We're kind of looking at a way to, to kind of do it all on site right now. But you'll send us those files. And again, 32 pages interior, plus the 4 files for the cover. And yeah, that's what we're working at for there. And we're looking at how we're going to do the disbursement. It's all going to be on the same kind of infrastructure that we're doing right now. Someone's asking a question. Yes, got black and white and red. We can do anything. If you do have another cover, a color besides black and white, it's still considered a full color because they still have to print the color. It's not like black and white. But yep. Yes, and it's usually by week's end on IGG, and it's normally around 2 weeks. You normally get around 2 weeks. If they say it's coming on one day, it'll probably get dispersed by the end of the day that day. But your bank probably won't see in your bank for like 3 days. So that's how that works. So when you're getting disbursements, even from my comic, you're going to notice that your bank gets it and then it comes a little bit later. All right. Well, I think we made it through all the questions. We've showed off the website and what we've got going over here. Again, it was a big week for the website. Be sure to go by FundMyComic right now. Check it out. Don't forget, next month in June, we're lowering the platform fee to 2% for the month of June for everybody. Every transaction, you'll make 1% more than what you were making the month prior. So be looking forward to that. We've got a lot of other great campaigns coming on here. I do know that not a lot of them have announced it yet, but I do know Kelsey has announced that he's bringing a couple of things over to FundMyComic, and we'll be hopefully announcing those very soon as well. Maybe next week we'll have something to show off. So that's FundMyComic right now. Been doing this thing for an hour. Thank you guys for the questions, for showing up, hanging out with me for the last 60 minutes to get this thing done. Please check out FundMyComic. Check out these great books. There's a lot of fun things to back on here. A lot of fun books for you guys to check out. You're not going to want to miss this stuff. It is just a plethora of really cool things on this website. You're definitely going to want to check them out. The site is growing. Traffic is blowing up. I'm serious, guys, blowing up right now. And we're just so thankful. We believe God's blessing us in these times. And so we're looking forward to keeping this thing going for you guys. All right. Well, you guys have a good day. Remember to build up more than you tear down, and leave that wood pile a bit higher than you found it. Here's our little bumper, and we will see you tonight on Nerdcap.